Good evening, everyone. We just got over the weekly outlook, so let's get into the daily outlook. Here's the S&P, the SPY ETF, and look, the big number on the futures is 45.25. Take off all this crap. Here we can just draw a line somewhere around there. Let's call it 45.24. There you go. This is kind of the most important line to me. Maybe it's clearer on the RTH. Yeah, there you go. Like a 10-minute or something. There you go. A lot of highs here, and it looks like we've finally broken through it. So, Mondays are rotational. Mondays, I do not look for breakouts. Mondays are Mondays. They are boring. They're rotational. They're not very exciting. And I imagine that to especially be the case on a holiday week, where we likely only have probably 3 decent days of trading. So, here's what I'm thinking. If we open above last week's close, and I'm talking about the RTH close, so 45.28 and a quarter, I believe that's what that is, right? Yeah, 28 quarter. If we open above that, I'm going to be expecting us to have a shot at taking out last week's high. Whatever that is, 35-ish. Now instead, if we open below that number, 28s, if we open below 25s, I instead will be looking for some sort of selling either to yesterday's low, Friday's low, around 45.13, or getting into kind of this area over here, whatever you want to call it, something like this, right? That looks decent. 4,500-ish to, let's call it 45.10, so that kind of 10-point range. That's what I'll be looking for. Incredibly enough, given we had that massive gap up off the CPI print, the VWAP close, the weekly VWAP close, end up being way down at around 4,500. So that would make sense to me to stay bid off of that. It makes sense to me to have a rotational week, or a rotational day. It makes sense to me to have a failed breakdown. So that's how I'm kind of looking at this. That's why we have these zones where we do. This is kind of that, roughly that last week's close kind of area, that 45.25-ish kind of spot. I think, yeah, right? Yeah, it's always interesting how it changes slightly based off the futures or ETFs. Maybe it should be extended ever so slightly lower to there. I think that lines up a bit better, kind of this high, yeah. That's why this is my pivot zone. If we open above, I'm looking for us to break these highs, go higher. Yeah, or perhaps better put, I'm not looking to be short. I'm not looking to fade this momentum that we've had. All right? I need to see volume and inventory and structure above us. To the downside, that's why I'm looking to buy at the dip, somewhere around there. Somewhere around Thursday's lows, that VWAP closes somewhere here, something like that. That's the main playing ground I think we're going to see. NASDAQ, similar situation. NASDAQ, I actually think, would be a little bit more likely to sell off after running the current high of the year. I think that's what that alert is. I think it's at 388 roughly. Yeah, there you go. The top of this zone, 387 and 98 cents. So if we run that, maybe we come back inside the range, and that'll be it for the week. Again, interest in getting long somewhere around here, and this is that kind of pivot zone. Maybe I'll just, there you go. That's all I really have. Nothing elaborate, right? Right now, let's see, where are we trading right now on the futes? Of course, we're diddling right around 45.25. The NASDAQ looks like it's managed to open. Here you go. Here's the NAS. There's the Globex open, right around value area high from yesterday's session. Got into close to value area low, and looks like we're getting bid back up, right? S&Ps. Give me a 30-minute. Make this less expanded. There we go. Come on, load, please. Load my levels. There we go. Yeah, value area low is 16.75. Didn't even get into it. Looks like we've already broken value area high at 45.27s. Yeah. If this thing ends up opening at like 32 or something, that'll be above 95% of the trading volume from yesterday. That's what that light blue number is, 31.5. That's the 95% value area high. And at that point, you're opening above the weekly close. You're opening outside, well outside of the value area. You'll probably take out the high. You'll probably take out last week's high. You'll probably take out the external trading hours high. And perhaps after that, we get a sell. I'm long biased. I'll be looking hopefully to buy some sort of dip. I'm not looking to short this thing unless I see some clear signs of a short. Anyway, hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. No data tomorrow either, so especially boring. Have a great night. Trade safe if you're trading this.